Dimensional analysis. You might be familiar with it if you've taken any type of science class. You're always converting units in science as well as in math. And so we are going to need this for some material that's coming up soon. So let's get started with the dimensional analysis. So we are converting how many minutes are in 2 years. And colleges are going to want you to do dimensional analysis, so it's best to get a system for it. And I think that this is the easiest system so that you could use it in the quizzes coming up and after. So the first thing is how many minutes are in 2 years. So what you're going to do is we know that we're talking about minutes and then 2 years. So you're going to take the 2 years and it's just years. So you're going to put it over one and then you're going to multiply that. And our goal here is to try to get them in minutes. So our answer is going to be something in minutes. So 2 years on there, what is the relationship? So we take the years and then the years are going to go in the denominator because the years are in the numerator over there. And we eventually want them to cancel out. And then I don't know how many years are in a minute. So but I do know that if I have that, I'm going to have 365 days in 1 year. And so I have a relationship here between years and days, and that's getting me closer to the minutes. So then the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to change this. And I am going to then go, because days is not minutes, but I know that in one day, there are 24 hours. And so now the days are gone but I'm in hours, not in minutes yet. So I know that in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. And now they cancel. The only units left here, these are the only units left. The years cancel from here, the days canceled, the hours canceled. So now the only thing that I have is minutes. So the answer there, once I calculate it, it's a fraction times a fraction times a fraction times a fraction. So anytime you're multiplying fractions is that you're multiplying the numerators. So you're multiplying the 2, the 365, the 24, and the 60, and then you are multiplying the denominators, which are all 1, which works out great. So it turns out that when I multiply the numerators, I am going to get 1,051,200 minutes in 2 years. So that is a lot. So you want to write a sentence in 2 years. There are 1,051,200 minutes. So that is your answer. Any word problem are always going to require an answer because that is part of the solution, knowing what you found. Okay. The next problem, the average American student in a class is in a class 330 minutes per day. Now here it's different than this one because here we just had 2 years. It wasn't 2 years. It wasn't like 5 miles per year or whatever. It's not a per in here. It's just 2 years. So it was that over one. So that's good. But over here, it's different. It's the average American student is in 330 minutes per day. So that is different. And we're going to change that to 330 minutes. And now it's not over one, it's over 1 day. So that's the difference on there. So make sure you read it and understand that. And now we need to get to hours per day in this. So how many, if it's 330 minutes a day, how many hours per day is it? So what you're going to do then is we still want to keep the day in the denominator. So I'm not even going to worry about that. I just want to keep those units in the denominator, but I need to get rid of minutes and change it to hours. So if minutes is in the numerator, minutes is going to be in the denominator. And so then in the numerator, I want to change it to hours because I know how many minutes are in an hour. There are 60 in 1 hour. So the minutes are gone. And so now I am going to get 330 hour per 60 days. And that's going to reduce to 11 over 2 hours per day. And then if I really wanted to get to it, it's 5.5 hours per day. So writing a sentence, the average American student is in class 5.5 hours per day. Okay, very good. And that is your sentence. Okay, the next one here, how many hours per year? If the student is required to attend 171 days in a year, is this. So what you're going to do, we already have 11 hours in 2 days, so I'm gonna use that one and not the fraction one, so I'm just gonna use this. Then I know that this one here is going to be 171 days, because now the one that's actually going to be changed, I want it per year. I'm still keeping the hours, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't need to mess with that. The only thing that I need to mess with is days and change it to years. And I know that in 1 year, there are, according to this, 171 days in one school year. And so I have 171 there. And then that is going to cancel the days. And then I'm going to multiply numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. And I am going to get 1,881 hours in 2 years. And if I reduce that, it's 940.5 hours per year. So the student is in class 940.5 hours per year. And that is your answer there. Okay, so that is what's just time on here, but what if it's something else? A car consumes 25 gallons of fuel driving a distance of 400 kilometers. How many gallons will it consume when driving miles? So again, the gallons is not changing, so we're keeping that. And the kilometers, we want to change them to miles. So it is 25 gallons every 400 kilometers. So I'm going to write down that is a per. So I'm going to have gallons in the numerator, and it's going to be 400 kilometers. So I'm going to have 25 gallons per 400 kilometers, and I need to get to miles. So that means I am going to change. The gallons are going to stay the same. So I'm going to leave the gallons alone, and I'm just going to change the kilometers. So here's the conversion factors on there. And so I know that MI for miles, it's not M, it's meters. Miles stands for MI, is going to be this part right here. Oops, I'm sorry, I highlighted the wrong thing. It is this one right there. So it is about a little bit more than half a mile in 1 kilometer. So when we continue with this, we're going to change kilometers is going to be up here. So it's 1 kilometer, and down here is going to be the miles, and I'm going to put 621 miles in 1 kilometer. The kilometers go away, numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator, and it turns out to be 25 gallons in 9.936 miles. And so when we change that, that is going to be approximately 0.101 gallons per mile. Now, is this answering the question? And the answer is no. How many gallons will it consume when driving 250 miles? This is the rate at which is consuming the gallons per mile, but we still haven't answered the question about the 250. So the way that you do that is I am going to say that it's going to be 0.101 gallons in 1 mile, and then I want the miles to go away, and the answer is just going to be in gallons. So, oops, I don't need that L there. So it's going to be, I want to get rid of the miles. And so how many miles do we want? We want 250 miles over 1, because I don't want the gallons to go away. I just want the miles to go away. And so then I end up with, when we multiply them out, about 25.161 gallons, because that's the only units left. And so the answer is the car is going to consume 25.161 gallons in 250 miles. And there you go. All right, and the last one. Every 3 times I clean my bedroom, my mother makes me an apple pie. I clean my bedroom 9 times. How many apple pies does she owe me? And again, it doesn't have to have units. I don't need to go over here. I just need to know the relationship between anything, and then I could actually reduce it. So here it is. 3 times I clean my bedroom, my mom makes me an apple pie. That is a relationship. And then I clean my room, a bedroom 9 times. So that means that I am going to have, if we look at this, 9 cleans. So if I clean it 9 times, and it's just that, so it's over 1, it's not a ratio or a per on there. It's just 9 cleans done. And so I want to know how many apple pies she owes me. Now, this is an easy problem to just do without even doing this, but I just want to show you that the units don't matter, and it could mean anything. So here's the clean. I want to get rid of the clean, and the relationship between cleaning is that it's 3 times. So that's going to be 3 times. Every single time I'm going to get a pie. So the relationship is 1 pie per 3 cleans. I clean 9 times. So the cleans go away. And so now I get 9 pie over 3 because the cleans go away. So that means it's 3 pies. So mom owes me 3 pies. So again, it doesn't matter the units, you just need the relationship. And you could do this for anything that has a relationship, and you could reduce it. And there you go.